What's happening in Coachella Valley? This is Craig Campbell for CoachellaValley.com, and I have a very, very special event. We're here at the Renaissance in Indian Wells, and I am here with Julian Canete, and he is the president of the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and they are having their 42nd annual, I can't believe it's 42 years, statewide California. It's actually a collection of 121 chambers, and it's the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and they're here for 3 days. And I am asking you, what is going on here? I mean, I walk through here and there's so many people, so many things happening, and I'm so excited.
Well, Craig, it's all about business, right? We do this annual convention that brings our chambers, business owners, government representatives, corporate America together to educate business, to empower business, to create opportunities during these 3 days.
Hey, Rachel, thank you for joining us. Hey, guys, definitely comment and tell me what you guys would like to know as I'm speaking with the president here. And let me know where you guys are watching from. We're also on Today's California as well. We want to welcome you and appreciate you guys tuning in. So what is going on outside these doors? I understand there's 121 chambers, 500 people signed up for this. And, I was going through your website and I noticed a couple things: advocacy, empowerment, education. Can you speak a little bit on those things?
Sure. And this is about half our normal size just because of the pandemic and because we wanted to institute social distancing practices while we're here in Indian Wells. But, as a statewide organization, a lot of what we do on behalf of business is advocacy. And that advocacy work centers around making sure that there are positive and friendly regulations being put in place. But, during this last year in COVID, it's been about advocating for dollars and recovery dollars and services for our small businesses. Part of it today here, we're having a opened up round 9 of the California Relief Grant. Free money, $5,000, $25,000 for any business, but here to teach them how do you apply for it, what do you need to do to get on the list and get that ball rolling.
Well, let me just stop you right there. I understand that that people in the Coachella Valley and surrounding area can actually come to the Renaissance today and through Friday and actually get the support that they may need, even if they're not a chamber member. So, hey guys, I'm going to be talking to you a few things that are available to you as a Coachella Valley business partners and anybody here in the Inland Empire. So stay tuned. So tell me a little bit about that program and what people would need to do if they could take advantage of it.
Yeah, so all they got to do is show up and we have our business services desk out there and just say, hey, I want help with the California Relief Grant. And we have a computer room set up where you can even get there online and they can get the process started. This is a $4 billion project. It started a few months ago, and it's the largest relief grant program in the nation.
Now, does it have to be a Hispanic-based business?
Any business. Okay. Any business. We say, no need to habla español.
Okay.
You just show up, you say, I need help. That's what we're here for. We're here to help all businesses. It's just that we have that Hispanic flavor.
There you go.
There we go.
Before we started the interview, also understand that you guys are providing free vaccines for people if they would like to take advantage of that as well.
We feel bad that, people are getting vaccinated, and it's their decision, right? We make sure people have the facts. But if they want to get vaccinated, they can come here over the next couple of days, just pop in, get the shot, and go.
You know what? I understand there's all kinds of events that you guys are attending. Not only, because I saw a lot of booths and information out here, but there's also some after party events and things going on. You mentioned thermal and the racetrack. Tell me a little bit about what's going on tonight.
Usually when we do the convention, we like to do an event that is just different, right? And we discovered Thermal Race Club and the BMW Performance Center, and we thought, why wouldn't people want to have the smell of gas and smelling burning rubber tires and hearing squealing cars? So something unique that they get to go back home throughout California and just remember, hey, wow, we did that racetrack thing down in Indian Wells.
You told me that your grandfather retired here or came out and enjoyed the heat out here, and you remember as a kid coming out here and going down to thermal, which there wasn't very much going on there, was there?
Well, I'm just even trying to think if there was a house there back in those days years ago. Now there's $1 million homes out there. So my dad was pretty well shocked, and I think he still doesn't believe me that they have $1 million homes out there now.
You and I have something in common because I used to come out here and visit my grandfather in the summertime, Easter vacation. He would take me down to a little parcel that he had there in Thermal, and we would break out those shotguns and throw the clay pigeons. And that's probably the first time that I actually had some experiences out there. So I remember it fondly. And so I really appreciate that very much. So tell me a little bit about, I know that pandemic has been, or COVID-19 has been a big topic, and you guys are in the midst of advocacy and lots of things going on. Tell me a little bit about your guys' position, I guess, on vaccinations, mandates, all those things that are going on. Of course, we have a recall, potential recall with Governor Newsom. Can you share a little bit about your positions on those items?
First on vaccines, again, one of the things we try to do is make sure everybody has information so they can make an informed decision. If you get the vaccine, great. If you decide not to, we hope that you'll be a responsible individual and take the precautions that you need to protect yourself and others. So again, but we do feel that vaccination and as they call community herding or community vaccination is important to the economy of California. And we really feel that California and California businesses cannot afford another shutdown at this point. And in regards to the recall, the state chamber's position is that we do feel that it's a waste of taxpayer dollars, the amount of money that we have to pay for the recall. And, we've always said that you may not like the governor, you may not like his positions, but in essence, we have a recall election every 4 years.
We have a couple of cities, Cathedral City and Palm Springs, that have been very, a little more stringent than the other cities. We have 9 cities here in a couple of different unincorporated areas. So each of those cities are working their way through the process, and of course, a big responsibility in this process. How do you feel about what is going on with Palm Springs and Cathedral City's mandates? Really, you have to have a vaccine card or show proof of negative test to even eat inside.
Yeah. Interesting you asked that, Craig, because we were discussing this, and as I look at the numbers, this area has some very high vaccination rates too.
Yes, it does.
Palm Springs has a very high vaccination rate. I think they're above the 75%, over 80%. But I think it's the community realizing that people are coming in to their community, right? And that's where we start getting the spread. They come in and they're not respecting maybe the fact that people in Palm Springs believe in vaccinations and they're getting them, but yet they're not vaccinated. And then, the community goes back into a shutdown area. So again, every community is different. Every community has different concerns. And that was one thing that I really thought about Palm Springs in the area, was that it was more because people were coming in from out of town.
Very interesting. I do know that the businesses, especially the restaurants that are affected by this, it's been difficult for them, because of their they have to implement a lot of these things, which makes it very difficult in a customer service oriented business. But I think that's some insight, that there's a lot of tourism there, that the Palm Springs, of course, that's really throughout the Coachella Valley. But I agree with you on the city of Palm Springs, perhaps has a little bit more people coming from the outside, and there might be a reason to be a little bit more stringent. I myself would love to just see things open and it be congruent. I think it'd be great to see these cities collectively figuring it out, but I know that would be probably very difficult. So when we walk through these doors, what exactly, first of all, let me tell you what I'm doing here. Julian Canete is the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, California Chamber of Commerce. This is their 42nd annual convention. 121 chambers represented across California at the Renaissance here in Indian Wells. Guys, you can come on out and you can learn a little bit more. They're here for 3 days. Just the parking was not too hard. Just come on downstairs. Very friendly group, and you can learn a little bit more, especially if you're a business and you're interested in the chamber. We have a new chamber. It's called the Greater Coachella Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and it just started last year.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about what you know about that chamber.
Well, we're glad to see it. An area like Coachella, 97% Hispanic, a huge Hispanic population, obviously a huge Hispanic business population. And, one of the things that we do is being able to help, as I said, not just the Hispanic chamber, but all businesses out there. But Hispanic businesses sometimes have some unique needs that they have that are maybe germane just to the Hispanic community, whether it's language barriers, et cetera. But we're happy to see some very strong leadership there. The fact that they're moving forward, they've been engaged in this convention and getting that word out, as well as participating in the planning process as well. So we just tell them, don't rush it, take baby steps, let's just grow, because we want you guys to be a solid and contributing organization to the whole community in Coachella Valley.
Well, I want to thank Rebecca Luna, the chair of the chamber. She actually
did a great job.
Yeah, she actually let me know that this was happening. I'm surprised as media that I wasn't aware that your 42nd statewide convention was happening here. Hey, Fernando, thank you for joining us. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, and we appreciate your comments. If you have any questions at all, of course, we'll follow up after this live and we'll put them in the comments. So, and for any of you guys who are watching after the live, go ahead and put your comments in there because we're very responsive and we want to follow up on that. So we talk about advocacy. We talk a little bit about empowerment. What does that really mean to you, empowerment?
Well, empowerment for us is really getting our businesses and our chambers to understand that they're part of this community, right? They're part of that economic development fiber, and that they need to be contributing organizations and individuals to that economic growth in their community and helping not just plan for it, but also direct it, because it's to the benefit of the community. And I think we all want a better quality of life for our citizens in our respective communities.
So education, I was looking a little bit about your CAPS program. I thought that was very unique. I really like the idea of scholarship, education, and information. Tell me about your CAPS program and how can students take advantage of that?
So CAPS program is actually a process, and it's usually young adults that are in their junior, senior year of college. It really stands for creating a path to success. And one of the things is about 16 years ago, some young staffers, when I was here at that time, they had said, we're lucky that we work with you, Jules. And they said, because, you kind of introduce this people and it's going to help us in the future. And they said, but everybody doesn't have that. So it really started as a program to how to teach young people to network and really coexist in a business environment. And now it's become a program where it really is expanded now, where it talks about opportunities in public and private service, other, opportunities that, furthering their education. It covers financial literacy. So really it's a program that takes those college students and probably gives them a step up from their counterparts that they're going to school with when they go into the workforce.
Give me your website and how can students that are listening to this, or parents or anyone else, take advantage of this? How do they learn more information?
So our website is www.chcc.com, and you just go to CAPS, and it goes through the whole process, and all the CAPS students come from throughout California, and we pay their expenses while they're here, and we pay their expenses for them to get here as well.
500 people signed up to come out here from all over the state of California, and I see a lot of information out there. Can you give me a little bit of a rundown or highlight of what is going on out here for the next 3 days?
So real quick, not just from throughout California, but throughout the nation.
There you go.
We have individuals here from Texas, Illinois, Washington, D.C., New York. So out here, we have a number of exhibitors that come out just to share the information. There is so much resources out there, Craig, for our small business owners and even our community in general that maybe they're not getting to. I always say that the one thing that upsets me a lot of times is that we're not getting the resources to the community, or we're not educating them on the services that are available to them to take advantage of. So the whole purpose of the exhibitors is to focus on that and let them know these are services that are out there. And there's some companies out there talking about, also their services in technology, whether it's, wireless services or whatever, because again, we live in a different society than we did, even a decade ago, that is really reliant on technology and to be competitive in global society.
So today's California and Coachella Valley, thank you so much for tuning in. We are at the 42nd Statewide California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce conference, annual conference, and we're talking with the president of Julian Canete of the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we're discussing advocacy. We're discussing education, and we're discussing empowerment. Actually, empowerment education. I think that's the order you guys have it. All very, very critical things. How did you come about to become the CEO of this chamber?
Funny story. Wrong place, wrong time, I guess, is the real story. I had a good friend. He is godfather to my daughter. I am godfather to his son. He was in the Hispanic Chamber world one day, and he said, "Hey," he told him, "I got this guy. He knows they were trying to restructure," and so he asked me to kind of help him out and do the restructuring plan. Next thing I know, I was sucked in. So I've actually been president CEO 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, so they've hired me 3 times.
There you go, twice, you mean? Because this is your 3rd time.
No, 3 times.
Oh, you've been fired 3 times. So this is your 4th time.
So I say I've always left on my own volition, but I've always come back kicking and screaming.
I got you.
So, and I tell everybody, the question isn't why they've hired me the 3 times. The question is why have I come back the 3 times, right? But, this job takes a love. And even my staff, it takes a love from them to want to help businesses to improve our communities and to improve, a better quality of life in California.
So, in my mind as a business person and consumer, I think I've always known that there were Chamber of Commerces, but there's so many different ones, it feels like. We have a Palm Desert. Well, we actually have we do. We have a Rancho Mirage Chamber. Right. We have a Greater Coachella Valley Chamber. We have a Greater Coachella Valley Hispanic Chamber. Give me, what's the difference really, or are there differences?
Well, I think number one, their main focus is business, right? And then within that, there's some uniqueness with them, whether it's just a city chamber and it's a conglomerate of just the businesses in that city. In our case, the Hispanic Chamber, it's just not the business in that city, but it's also the Hispanic businesses. But it's also individuals who maybe want to target Hispanic businesses are part of that chamber to increase their market share.
So after this convention wraps up, what are you hoping happened?
What we hope that happened or happens is that we return to Coachella Valley, which will happen.
Well, I'm into that.
Because, we realize that the large Hispanic population, but the business population, but we also realize that it's an area from an economic development standpoint that needs to continue to grow, right? As people grow. We had the president of California State University, San Bernardino here to talk about that work, right? Job training, workforce development.
I'm just going to interrupt you. Do you know that that Coachella Valley is the only place, I think, in California that has a joint UC system and state system next to each other, right here on the same campus?
I just realized that the other day when I was driving in. So, but that's the unique thing, right? And I think we Hispanic chambers and Hispanic business has always felt strongly about education, right? Just education in general, but even more importantly, an educated and skilled workforce. So we know that we need to help as a state Hispanic chamber and with our local chambers and with others, economic development groups in the area. We know the importance of helping build the economy here in Coachella Valley and growing it, and having even a better skilled workforce than they currently have, and an educated workforce.
Joanna Gonzalez, thank you so much. Let me know where you're watching from. She invited Jonathan Sanchez to join us. So we really appreciate you guys. And don't forget that even after this live, you can put your comments in here. And of course, we're going to follow up, add the website and other information. This event here in the Coachella Valley, right here at the Renaissance in Indian Wells, is going on through Saturday, right? Actually, I think I said Friday a couple times, but it's 3 days through Saturday. You can take advantage of it, even if you're not a part of the chamber yet. Of course, you could come on down and learn more information. You can also get a vaccine here, protect yourself if that's something that you're so inclined for, free. And there's money that's available that Governor Newsom, state of California, has released. Tell me a little bit more about that again, and how businesses here, well, anywhere, you guys can drive out here, but since we're speaking at the Coachella Valley, businesses can take advantage of those funds, and what are they for?
Sure. So in the recent budget, the governor and legislature released another $1.5 billion to be given out to small businesses and grants in the amounts of $5, $15, or $25,000. Previously, they did 2.5. So now by the time we're done, there would have been over $4 billion that was given out to California businesses. The whole purpose was to go to those businesses that needed it, to those areas that were most highly impacted, and to those individual businesses that may have fallen through the cracks on the federal government programs such as PPP and EIDL.
How would you qualify?
All you have to do is submit your application. That's it.
Okay.
And they go through it, and it's based really on need first. It's not first come, first serve. They process them all. They look at the need. They look at geographic. They know this area has been hard hit.
Do they need to be Hispanic?
Yep.
Okay.
Any business or nonprofit can apply.
You guys can come on down if you're interested in that. They'll actually help you with that application right here at the Renaissance Indian Wells. You can come downstairs. There's all your team and staff is there. By the way, when I came in, everybody's super friendly. Everybody had a smile with you first. Yeah. I was like, you know what? They're having a lot of fun out here. Looks like the event is well attended. So, tell me a little bit about, since you came out here in the summer and you're very familiar with the Coachella Valley, some of your most favorite either things to do or things that you have done. A little personal.
Well, I remember when I used to come out here young, when I was younger that, by 9 o'clock it was already reaching, 90 degrees, so one of the favorite things to do was always to jump in the pool, right? And I think, the same thing is here at the Esmeraldas. You'll see probably here in about 45 minutes, you'll probably see half of these people who are staying at the hotel jumping in the pool, right? So, that was always something, right? Because it would cool you down and everything. But, the Coachella Valley, to me and my wife, is just a beautiful area, right? She loves sunsets. So she loves looking out at the sunset and everything else and going to just different areas. I think she wants me to go out into the buggy dunes or whatever, something. So
have you been to the top of the trail?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife took me there a couple years ago, and that's just amazing, right? That you go from down on the ground, right? And it's 100 something degrees. You get up there, you forgot your jacket, right?
Below sea level, so almost 11,000 feet. So you have about a 30-degree, maybe even a 40-degree change. So I was hiking up there one time in August and got hailed on.
Oh, wow.
That's no joke. So it's definitely.
But it's beautiful country, the San Jacinto Mountains and everything else that surrounds us here. And then, of course, the other big thing is, as many of my staffers now, is the casinos, right?
Oh, right. Have you been to them?
Well, not since I've been down here this week, but I have been to them. I'm not a gambler. I have come to the realization that if I'm going to go to a casino, I'm going there to have fun. So when you usually go to a casino to have fun, you usually lose all your money. So.
Well, one of the things, just give you some FYI, on Wednesdays at the Cathedral City Agua Caliente Casino, they have a cornhole league. And they have 14 sets, so you got 28 different cornholes set up out there, and it's a lot of fun. It's done outdoors, so there's a lot of interesting things happening at the casinos. Of course, they were open during the pandemic, provide a lot of live entertainment. Music is back, and those types of things. Speaking of entertainment and events, we have B&P Parabol coming back out here, one of the world's richest tennis tournaments, and it's in our tennis stadium here in Indian Wells, which you can see from where we're at here at the Renaissance. Second largest tennis stadium in the world. Have you ever been?
No, I have never been to the stadium here.
October, it's coming out here. You should seriously consider it one of the most fantastic pro events in the world, and you have all the amazing tennis players out here. So, of course, I'm just advocating for Coachella Valley.
Well, we told everybody try to get out and enjoy it, enjoy the valley. I mean, I have enjoyed every time we've come out here during the planning process, and just when we come out here in general. Like I said, it's a beautiful country, and there's just a lot to see, and I never realized that when I was a young kid, right? all you want to do is, are we there yet? Are we there
Oh,
yet?
of course. Right. I remember that too. There's a golf course attached to the Renaissance here. So I assume some of your staffers and those that are attending are playing a little golf.
Well, we played golf on Wednesday.
There you go.
And
I knew it.
we teed off around 8 o'clock, and almost everybody made it through. We had maybe about 4 players that just said, it's just too much for me. I got to come in at about around 11 o'clock. So they all finished around 11:30, around 11:30 noon.
So were there waiters who would drop out first?
That I don't know. I should find out. But, the guys and the women would come in and, they would just say that, man, I lost 30 pounds, I said, we'll send you the bill for the diet class.
That's right. Well, there's a lot of reasons to come out to the Coachella Valley. We are definitely health and wellness famed. So this statewide convention, 121 different chambers, Hispanic chambers represented throughout California. How do you decide where to hold it?
Good question, Greg. It's, years ago it was held because, we're going to San Francisco, we're going to Los Angeles, these big cities. But our board of directors realized that, Hispanic business, Hispanic communities are not just in Los Angeles, they're not just in San Francisco or the big cities, metropolitan areas. But we also realized that, more importantly, that there were areas throughout the state that just needed something like this to come in and to be able to focus on that community and bring attention to their needs from an economic development perspective and a small business perspective. So really, that's how we kind of plan out our conventions now. We haven't been in Palm Springs since 1992.
Well, what is the issue with that? We're glad that you're here. We're very glad
we are too. We are having a great time
this year. I also understand that you go back and forth between Northern California and Southern California each and every year. So you won't be back here for at least 2 years.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you probably won't choose us again yet. It's like the Olympics.
We'll probably skip it a little bit. I saw some people. We haven't been to San Diego in a while. Yeah. Los Angeles sometimes is too big, but we like bringing it to smaller communities as well. Just because it's just so much more friendlier, right, than being in the big mega area of Los Angeles, right, downtown Los Angeles. It's so nice to come out to somewhere like the Coachella Valley, Indian Wells, Palm Springs, where everything's there for us. There's fun. There's food. I had a great
fitness,
great dinners here, and fitness, everything, right, and just being able to come here and share just all of California with people who maybe never. We got people here who probably never come out to this area, to the Coachella Valley, to Palm Springs area.
Well, I've really enjoyed my time with you, and I really do appreciate you inviting Coachella Valley Media Group out. We love covering the Coachella Valley. As I told you when I first met you, that we're really about positive people, places, and things, interested in really showcasing events and important things that are going on around the Coachella Valley to empower the people that do live here and those that want to come out here. This is an amazing place. We have a $300 million Coachella Valley Arena being built just a few miles away from here. So much things and excitement in the Coachella Valley. It's a very unique spot.
Yes.
So tell me just a little bit more about the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce and why it took so long, since we are a lot of Hispanic businesses running out here, for one to show up, for you guys to have one here. And I don't know that you were really responsible. I don't even know. How about this? How do these chambers get formed?
So all of our members, our chambers, are autonomous. They've got their own boards. They do, they fundraise. They got their own communities, their own members. We don't take individual business members. I call that the third rail, right? And I never touch that because that's what we leave for our local chambers, like the Coachella Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. But what we do is we try to put into programs that will enhance and bring value-added benefits to their membership package, so they can grow their membership. Why we haven't had one here in so long? We've had chambers in Indio. We've had them in Palm Springs. I believe they've had them in Coachella. It's just finding that right leadership, and then sometimes things just kind of fade away. So we had not been actively developing chambers in the area. But the opportunity came up when we had a group of leaders come from Coachella Valley and says, hey, we'd love to start a chamber. We think that we got the right people in place to move it forward. And they've been a pretty dedicated bunch and committed to building the chamber there and growing their membership.
So I'm going to let you tell me, what is the name, where are we at, and what are we doing here?
So we're here at the Renaissance Esmeralda in Indian Wells, California, for the 42nd Annual California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce Statewide Convention.
And that's Julian Canete. He's the CEO and president, is it both?
Correct.
Of the chamber. And we hope that you guys have enjoyed this. Please reach out and learn a lot more, because I think the chambers are very supportive of businesses and very supportive of information. There's so much on their website. Make sure that you check it out. I'm going to put that in the comments so that you guys can follow up. Leave your comments. Let us know where you watch this from, and please share it with as many people as possible, because this will be running afterwards as well. So, Julian, it was such a pleasure to meet you.
Great to meet you, Craig.
And what a great way to do it. My hand is sweaty because it is hot. I have an idea for you as we leave. Do you guys have a shorts and short shirt, short skirt, whatever, not short skirts, but short sleeve shorts day here?
No, but we do have a white party tomorrow night here at the Steer Lounge.
Oh, that'll be
So that's about the closest we get. Though we do tell people on some of the outdoor receptions that it is, we have said Palm Springs casual.
Yeah. Well, I would advocate that. Just implement it the next couple of years when you come out here. Just maybe we pull off the coats. I'm wearing one as well, because I think that's a part of business. But anyway, just having a little bit of fun with you. Thank you again, Julian. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your staff and team and everybody that has allowed us to come out here and cover. And I'm looking forward for the next couple of days and showcasing what you're doing here. Oh, what's the name? You have a title this year.
Beyond Limits.
Beyond Limits.
This is the title.
There you go. So here we are, Beyond Limits. Thank you so much, California and Coachella Valley.
Thank you.